Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one, I'm just going to be getting some feuds in here, show you what it's like. I'm done with my CSS, or what it's like for me anyway. You can see this fella's got 5 hype of 6. I definitely don't have that many. I have 3, right? So, I'll show you some unwin, or some matches where we don't have hype, um, against people with hype, and what I do against that. So in this case, he doesn't really have any like MP up guys. Maybe Cena, depending how he's running him. Let's see. Increase your green gem damage. The yellow, right? He's running it the way I do, so there's no MP up on Cena. So I wouldn't use Dom against him. But let's just go ahead and use Drew here. Cena, you can see he's got greens, so let's just go here to Drew. Here. Reduce green MP by 3. Maybe not the best choice because Cesaro Mutant is for sure more rare, right? So maybe not the best choice to choose Cena, but you could choose any color guy and do the same thing. This is not a class advantage in this case, right? You can see Cena got his turn, didn't do anything. He went first, no big deal, I don't care. And now we're going to win, right? It took a couple seconds longer, but I had to make a choice to do something, which I actually, weirdly enough, enjoy. He might kick out, not a big deal. Just go on about our business. Because you don't hit as hard when they're higher hyped. Most of the time I've won immediately, like turn 1. Using a class advantage would be much better, as opposed to just like a neutral. But you can see we had no issues with it. And I also have Drew set up to 2-click. He hits much harder if you set up for 3-click, right? I don't have his gear, so this is not the ideal move set without his gear. I'm just doing it, or trainer setup. I'm doing it because I have the top lane in 3 MP. So yeah, but definitely not as ideal setup. But no issues there, right? So that takes care of our, well, I think we have to win one more without hype, right? What do we got going? So Austin should be... We could probably do Austin, maybe. I'd rather not. Jacob, what setup is Jacob running? The 1 MP one. Problematic, right? So we're going to use a hype against Jacob, for sure. So that, let's maybe try and take on a level 2 hype with an unhyped character. Pretty straightforward. So we want to reduce his purple. So who do I have unhyped that we can use? You know what? Let's use Dom. So we're going to go unhyped level 0 hype versus level 2 hype. So 2 gap difference. It's a big one. So in this case, I probably would do 2 things. Since Dom is going to lose his Juggernaut gem, it actually really sucks. It hurts his damage a lot. So this is very not ideal. I would use Yeet, but he's more rare, and people will be like, ah, he just used Yeet. But if I wasn't recording this, I would use Yeet, because I'll do a safety measure that I wouldn't normally do. So let's do, what color was it? Who am I fighting? I forgot who I was fighting. Why did I think it's purple? It's not, is it? Completely forgot who I was fighting. Yeah, it is purple. Okay, I was right. And then just as a safety measure, in case he gets a match, we're going to take purple MP down, because this may take 2 cycles, because I don't have Goldberg for the extra Juggernaut gem. So this is hype level 0 versus hype level 2. No class advantage. No, he did get the purple. I thought he would. So just to be safe, I would do this. Again, normally I wouldn't worry about that with Dom, with my normal setup, but, you know, this is not my normal setup, so we'll see if it matters or not. I haven't used him without Goldberg since my preview, so I have no idea how hard this will even hit. Yeah, so it's a good thing we did that. There's a chance he'll kick out here. Yep. But again, unhyped versus major hype, and I didn't really set this up for having to recycle. So, not ideal at all. May end up losing this one. It's very possible. Like I said, I would have normally just used Yeet. This is not ideal, but whatever. Nah, he's got a purple match every time, too. Which is lame. There we go. We're going to be good. So this one was harder, but it's actually kind of fun to me. I have, you know, you got to think outside the box a little bit, do some different stuff, and it's a two hype gap. I've fought no hype against level 3 hype in one as well. I haven't lost someone with more hype than me yet, because there I'm actually looking at stuff and using my brain for a change. Not well, but using it. And then, I mean, Punk's going to be easy, so now we can just kind of go against whatever. We can class advantage with Viscera and just kind of walk through the rest of it. We did the hard stuff, so it should all be smooth sailing now. So yeah, a little bit of checking on what they have on their guys, and then you can just kind of feud as normal, really, for the most part, unless you're underhyped. Then you change your strategy a little bit. I have all my guys set up offensively, and I feud the same as normal once I'm not underhyped. So this one, though, I was clearly at a hype disadvantage, and it's really not a big deal. And again, I haven't spent a dime on hype, just the free stuff they've given out. I do have a bigger roster, so that does give me more options, for sure, right? You may not have some of these cards. It doesn't really matter, though. Let's definitely get a win with Jay against overhyped. This is a class disadvantage overhype situation. Let's see what he's got with Seth. He looks like he's not even going to be loaded, but we'll put red MP down just in case, because, you know, where this is a class disadvantage. This is a bad idea, by the way. You should not do a class disadvantage at all. And ignore the drip plate. It's not doing anything for me on this build. Oh, I didn't put my MP reduction in. Whoops! Talking and I got distracted. So I didn't even put my MP reduce in. Whoopsie! I'm probably gonna be fine anyway because the AI doesn't play right. So we're probably fine anyway. Just in case we're not, though. Because I'd rather not lose. I'm so dumb. If I was smart, I would be so much better at this game. But this is hype level 0 against hype level 2. And you can see, you know, it's fine. If I hadn't have been stupid and put the red MP down, we're all good, you know? It's just kind of feud as normal with minor adaptations, to be honest. And I obviously I picked harder fights than I had to. For all of this, because I got this CM Punk sitting here. I'm going to end up not using, apparently, one of my hype people. I guess I had more superstars, right? So, yeah. That's a class disadvantage 2 versus 1. I'll also show you guys this. So if you're 1 level up, you still go first. If you're a hype level up, even with a class disadvantage. If it's even, they would go first. At least 2 to 1. This could change at 4 to 3. I don't know. It depends how they stack the awareness, right? But you can see we still go first, even with the disadvantage if you're 1 hype level higher. So that's another thing you can do to just knowledge gives you more options, right? If there's a tough person they have hype level 1, even if it's a class disadvantage and you have a hype level 2, you can just be like, all right, I can do this, right? So you can also see I didn't choose a lot of reversal people because there's other ways to deal with these guys than reversals. I think reversal is the most common way and one most people understand easily. So I'm just showing you alternative stuff. And we'll just finish up with El Grande against Punk here. A little bit slow on the emulator with El Grande. And yeah, this isn't as fast as it used to be, surely, right? Absolutely not as fast as it used to be. No question. But it's not horrible. Well, and I'll do a few things in here. Like I said, I'm just messing around. But I actually like this a lot. And I get that not all of you will like it. I get bored really easy. Oh, did I get the bug? I got the bug. So for me, it's something new. I have to do a little bit of thinking in Feud. Usually Feud is so mindless. For me, I put like a show on or something, and I just like, it's something I have to do. It's tedious because it's completely mind numbing, which my brain doesn't like. And I get that not everyone is like me, for sure. Right? But I do want to show you guys that there's a ton of different ways you can tackle this, and it's really not... Bruh. What? Oh, I'm on the wrong account here. Did I just show all that on the wrong account? Or did this one just come up? No, I opened the wrong account. That's why. Get out of here. That's the free-to-play one. Here we go. Boom. Let's get in here. Sorry about that, guys. Apologies. That's my bad. One second. We'll get my guy healed up, get back into Feud. All right. Wait for my buddy to queue up. Let's see what we draw this time. So 7. So we have 1 less, so we can use 1 superstar twice. He has 3 hype. We have 3 hype. Pretty even matchup. I have 1 higher. So this one's my advantage. So this one doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why fella here would put Rikishi in, but that's okay. You can do that. I'm not trying to call anyone out or anything. Maybe he's trying to fill a line bonus with it. That's probably it. That's fine if you're filling a line bonus. So reversal people, maybe these two. I don't think anyone, I know pretty positive no one else has it. We have a class advantage against Cody. Might as well use it. 1-to-1. We're going to go first no matter what. I'm not going to bother checking anything. I'm just going to go in. Pretty easy W. Like, honestly, as long as hype is the same, really the only difference is don't go in a class disadvantage. And if you're underhyped, then just think a little bit. Use an MP reduced person or a reversal. It takes a little bit longer, but it does add a level of strategy, and it is incredibly not difficult in my opinion. So let's use class advantage again. My Devon is the only one I got level 2. I have a great Devon setup. Also, Devon against a Showboat. Absolutely ridiculous. And let's remove the MP reduction because I was using him to beat somebody level 3. And I'll show you what Devon in Feud is capable of, especially against the class disadvantage. Also, the game is not showing... see how it showed his strap not being equipped? The game is not showing that right, so don't trust the strap filter. Why on earth would you run this, brother? You're missing your MP trainer. Okay, whatever. Granted, I have a whaley setup for Devon, but he's ridiculous. Even not against showboats, but against showboats, like... And I missed everything there. It didn't show the damage. It was probably close to 200, 260 million. It's a lot. It's a lot. Against showboats, it's insane. Love Devon. He's actually... I honestly think, yeah, I'm good with it. He's my favorite acrobat currently. Actually, I like him that much. Last type, Viscera. Again, class advantage. So this one obviously was tilted very heavily in my favor. Um, but yeah, it's really not that much harder than it was before. And just have to, you know, make a couple adjustments. Just to, I can't remember reversal what he might have, so he doesn't. So I just kind of will, you know, right off the top of my head, I'll refresh stuff like that. Um, you know, so yeah, that's class disadvantage. So you wouldn't really want to do that. Let's try and be a little bit smarter here. J is still set up, right? I didn't put the right... I can't remember what I did because I'm talking. Yeah, I messed up the setup. That's right. And I laughed about it. But like I said, for me, everyone's still set up offensively. Just maybe check. I check more is what I do. And if you're in a hurry, I get not liking that. So I hopefully they'll make adjustments to scoring, right? To maybe minimize. So I would guess I'm running about 25 to 35% slower. So to me, if they boost the scoring, you know, 30-ish%, it would help line up the time factor, because I think that's most people's issue, right? We are busy on the weekends. I know I don't like personally committing a lot of time on the weekends, and that sort of thing. So I get that completely. So increasing the scoring, which is a different subject than the hype itself, right? If it's time that's a problem, that's not necessarily a problem with hype, right? If time is the problem, then in my opinion, that's a problem with the scoring method, not changing around hype. If that, does that make sense, right? Like, so the fact that you have to check and it's slower isn't inherently a problem if it takes the same amount of time to get stuff done for the contests, right? And the big problem with Feud is time, in my opinion. It always has been, always will be. It's like, you know, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, right? So there's things you can do to speed it up, but if hype slows it down, that's a problem. So just increase scoring, Scopely, like 30%, maybe 40%. You'll have data that shows how much slower people go, I would assume, by how much less points we're scoring on average this time than the time before, versus how many people playing. I'm assuming you have all those kind of numbers. Pretty easy fix. And then everyone leaves, well, maybe not everyone, because you can never make everyone happy. But there's always going to be people that are like, bring back my Hulk smash. I just want to click buttons and not pay attention to anything. That's certainly going to be a thing. But you know, for everyone that says, I just play Candy Crush Wrestling, why is this so complicated? Dude, you started this game as a 3-match game and you no longer match gems. So it is way less complicated than when you started and what you started with. And most people played it either because they're a WWE fan or they like 3-match gem games, which this no longer is. So That whole thing kind of cracks me up. Like, I just play a 3-match gem game, Candy Crush Wrestling. Yeah, you do, but this is actually less complicated than that because you never match gems anymore. So just saying you want to click your 2 buttons and win, that isn't even why you started playing. It's just what you got used to, right? Um, and maybe you like that. That's cool. Again, I don't. I'm not judging you. I'm just giving you a different perspective. Because that's kind of, content creator. That's really all I do is give you guys my perspective on things, my opinion, right? Like, this is what I think about this. And that's just kind of what we do. Nothing really. I mean, yeah. So I do try and make things easier, show you alternative ways to do things and stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's all just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. It's just how I feel. Oh, by the way, people that watched me feud with Viscera before may notice I don't have any multiply gems going off. I removed the drip plate from him because I wanted to not have to worry about as many reversals. And so far, no regrets. He does hit a little less hard sometimes, but yeah, no regrets. And I'll do one more. Maybe tomorrow morning with the ladies feud, I'll maybe do one where I use no hype characters. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. Um, I will do that tomorrow and run a feud lineup with no hype characters. It might not be big, and it might be messy or whatever. But yeah, I could do that. What, okay, so here we got, this fella's got 5, so he's got way more hype than me, which is fine. Doesn't bother me. Bray's got the sub reversal. Muda, I don't think has a reversal. Gunther, I know doesn't. I don't believe CM Punk does, so we should have some options in here. Let's see if we can do it a little bit better this time than last time. So let's just take, go Jay versus Cena, I think. Yeah, with the green. Let's just do that. And we'll use class advantage even though we don't have to. On some of these. Oops, I can't. Hey, Momo, my cat's in the way. I can't see. Hey, buddy. It's okay. I just need to move you a little bit. Yeah, good boy. He's like, why you move me, Dad? I put him in my lap instead of in front of my computer monitor. He is not impressed. So again, all right. Cena goes first. We don't really care because we have the MP reduction, right? Pretty easy. Again, Cesaro for green. So if you don't have Cesaro, obviously you would not choose Cesaro to be the guy you go against, right? Like, or someone where you need Cesaro to do your unhyped person. I would hope that goes without saying. So don't in the comments be like, yeah, I don't have Cesaro, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it'll work with any MP reduction guy you do have. Just set up accordingly, you know? Yeah, and let's do Drew versus Bray, Showboat versus Striker. We don't have to, but again, why not? And Bray is going to be red. We also, the class advantage part with Drew is really nice because we get double multiply gems, right? So these 3 ones are just the safer way of doing it. That's the way I would do it. I wouldn't put -1s on and not run offensively. You know what I mean? I would for sure only put these on when I need them. And I trust the 3 way more than the 1 because sometimes it looks visually one thing and you get in and it's different another way. So again, Bray goes first, gets a wild card. That could have been bad, right? There's always the chance they get a wild card, don't pin, and things go south on you. Certainly a possibility. But you can see, like, you could easily run without hype. It's just using the right stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe tomorrow with the ladies, since I think I only have one hyped lady on my entire roster, I will just do a no hype feud lineup for you guys. And obviously, I'm not going to stay unhyped with a lot of characters. Like, I will be using Wildcard to hype some people up. But initially here, I just wanted to show you guys, this is just me using what RNG gave me. And in fact, not caring about hype in a lot of cases, right? Dom is a really bad example, actually, to use on unhyped. Who else do I have that I have to use if I do? Two? Is that all I have to use? I only have, how many do I have? I have 6. Who didn't I use? Yeah, we'll use Dom right here on CM Punk. In this case. So the problem with using Dom is I don't get the extra Juggernaut. So he is not a good contender for that. What he is a good contender for is somebody with an MP up move. I mean, CM Punk does have that, but he's not going first. So you can use him with that reversal. Very clutch against El Grande, right? Because El Grande's using MP up. Also, very clutch against Hip Hop Cena, because Hip Hop Cena is using MP up. Acrobat Punk, the good one, he uses MP up if he's not doing the multiply build, if he's doing the unblockable. So many people use MP up. There's like a massive list of them. So he's probably one of your more valuable reversal guys, depending what you go against and what you see. But yeah, you can see, like, really, this is going to be 3 feuds, and me not taking optimal approaches in a lot of them. Granted, I do have a nice roster, yes, but it's the principle that applies, right? Like, this is all available out there to be done, if you so choose, right? And let's use class advantage this time, instead of disadvantage, because I showed you that. We would go first anyway, but you know, now we're going to do extra damage because we get a boost to our hype stats. So one thing that you can't see yet, and hopefully they fix this, the tooltip shows them to steal 79.6 million health, right? 0 damage, 79.6. We're actually going to deal more like over 100 million, because we have the class advantage and our stats get boosted. See, we drained all of his life. It was a critical, so it was a bad example. But yeah, when you have the class advantage, it boosts your hype stats, so you will hit harder, and it will not show in the tooltip. So that's another reason to use class advantage, if you did not know that. And I think that's going to be updated somewhere to reflect that. I think they're working on that. That may take some time. I don't know what the coding on that kind of thing is. But never trust visual. Always trust what you see in game. And because we can't see how much damage things hit when you overdo it on some gems, it's definitely a problem. Right? And something that you just need to play and get a feel for it. How I know that is I went on the road with El Grande, and yes, I did have 1 hype, but you can see the difference between 1 hype and no class advantage and 1 hype and class advantage. I'm sure Slim Numbers will have a lot of more in-depth stuff on that. He goes very in-depth. I like... so here, this did not work out well for me, right? Here's another thing you can do. He's going to use MP up. He had MP down on standard for some reason. So what you can do if this happens, don't do a move. Do this. Right? And then your guy's not going to die. Force close. Go back in. And this is why I always say MP down never bothered me. Because you're not going to get me. Right? I'll just now put a prop in. And that's literally how I feel about props. This is what they're actually for, is situations like this. So that's also why I don't run static MP down people. Like, literally, you will never kill me with MP down. Ever. I'll just force close and go right back in, and I'm full health. As long as you don't do damage. If you do damage, that's not the case, right? So you don't even need to check for it. I could have checked on Gunther, and now in this case, if it's just fastest to throw a purple MP up prop on, which is what I had before, I put a other MP down one in, and I forgot to change it back. So usually I keep 3 MP ups on my bar, 3 of the colors I'm most likely to need, and then I don't even have to force close, right? So that's another tip. Keep 3 MP ups on your bar, the 3 you're most likely to use, and it saves you time from checking things as well, right? After that, nothing else really typically matters. And again, if it's a problem when you get in the match, you can just force close, as long as you don't do any moves. And even if you do a move and you force close, as long as you're not going to get zeroed in life, you come back with 1 life left. So let's say, for example, you're ever been in a match and your feud partner, or maybe even you, somehow gets locked in a sub loop or stun loop and it just takes them forever. Dude, just force close the app and stop screwing your partner and yourself over, and then go back in. And it looks like we froze too, which will happen. So let's just do it again. This time, no fault of our own, though. And obviously, it's slower to load in on an emulator than it is a phone, right? Phone would be much faster. Emulator, people have said they think, I've heard people say emulators, they're sure they're faster. It's significantly slower. If you don't believe me, try running Boss in an emulator. It's really, you'll often get 1 less move than you will on your phone. Assuming you don't have a potato for a phone, you know? But again, and I just want to remind people that this is not me trying to show, like, speed, or I'm not trying to go fast. I'm literally just trying to show people that it's not the big scary thing, and you can win without much of anything, like as far as just set up a little different, you know? Class advantage with Viscera here. This should be an easy 1, 2, 3. Muda doesn't have anything to stop him, so yeah, I think that's enough for this. I'll do another one. Like I said, I'll probably, if I get time, no promises, but I plan on doing a ladies one tomorrow, and I'll either do it with just the one I have in Showboat Becky, or none. And I might do none because I have Mommy with gear and Michelle McCool with gear. Becky does have 99 MP though, so seems like she would be good to use. But I may end up just doing it with none. Just to show you guys it can be done rather okayly. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Hopefully you learned some stuff. I probably irritated some people with stuff I said. Again, I get it. The time thing is more the concern for me. So Scopely ups the scoring 30 to 40%, somewhere in there. Then everyone, that kind of complaint goes away, and there's really no reason, in my opinion, after that to be upset if it's not a time thing, right? It's just a, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. I love hearing you guys' thoughts and opinions. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck out there. I'm actually having fun. This is the most fun I've had in Feud in a while. Kind of crazy.